people think of productivity, they often think about processes and strategy. However, I want to give you a different perspective that's been helpful for me. Many don't think of productivity this way, or at least I know I didn't. Often, when I thought about productivity, whether it was being more productive at work or doing spiritual practices like praying and meditation in order to connect deeper with my faith, I would think about what I needed to do or what I needed to do better. I seldom thought about the fact that many times my deepest wounds, the things I saw as bad, or the times when I felt awkward and vulnerable, contained my greatest gifts. The very qualities I was most ashamed of, the ones that I was most insecure about, were in fact the key to finding real love for myself and for others. It's easy to get lost in the quest for self-improvement and productivity. Most popular advertisements entice us with the vision of a happier, more successful life. It's ingrained in us to run from difficult feelings and internal resistances rather than seeing the gifts that we're being given in them. What if the opposite of the road to happiness were actually true? If we can name our own awkward, ardent gifts and extricate them from the shame, insecurity, and wounds that keep them buried, we'll find ourselves on the fast train to deep, surprising, life-changing intimacy with ourselves, others, and God, or whatever you consider your higher power. I want to share with you a story about a little boy who had some insecurities and awkward moments that were later realized as gifts. And as I do this, I invite you to think about a couple of insecurities or awkward moments that you've had that might be gifts, even great or big gifts in disguise. So this little boy we'll call Teddy for the sake of the story. Teddy wanted so much to be cool and accepted like his other friends. However, he came from a family that was uneducated and struggled to make ends meet. They tried to do their best, but it was a struggle. To try to fill some of the void felt with his family, Teddy would go to church by himself because he thought this was the right thing to do to connect with God. But coming from a household that smoked, often folks at the church commented on the stench of smoke. Although the people were trying to be polite, Teddy knew that they knew the smell was coming from him, and he was embarrassed. Teddy wanted to be cool in school, and boy did he try his best. However, since his house was infested with bugs when he would open his backpack, bugs that had come into it overnight would come out, and his fellow students would make fun of him. And it's natural to think that this is horrible, and it is pretty bad. But it's natural to think that it'd be almost impossible for anything good to come of it. And you might not believe me, though, if I told you that Teddy did make the most of it. However, and he went on to be the first in his family to go to and graduate from college. He probably wouldn't have called them gifts at the time either. But Teddy went on to see that not having others for support at times gave him the resilience to press on and to find resources. This resilience and the resources that he found would not have been found if Teddy had had the support that he needed. Coming from a family that was less fortunate also gave Teddy the gift of having a deeper compassion and understanding for those who are less fortunate. And finally, Teddy's struggles gave the gift, the example of hope to others who may think that things are hopeless. And you may know a kid like Teddy. I know this kid well. I know him well because his name isn't Teddy, it's me, Timmy, the little Tim that lives inside of me. I still have to remind him often that he's deeply loved. He's beloved, dearly loved. Maybe you need to remind the little one inside of you that they're deeply loved too. Psychologist and author Brene Brown gives 10 guideposts for wholehearted living. These have been helpful for me, and you might find them helpful too. Let me give you 3 of the guideposts, and I'll put a link in the comments below to a PDF where you can get the other 7. Guidepost number 1, cultivating authenticity and letting go of what other people think. You can't change what others think, but you can change about how you respond. Number 2, cultivating self-compassion and letting go of perfectionism. We have to love ourselves well before we can love others well. Number 3, cultivating your resilient spirit, letting go of numbing and powerlessness. Instead of numbing out with addictive tendencies, know that we have the power to create change, and we're resilient enough to do that as human beings. And again, just click below and you can get the other 10 guideposts that you see on your screen, and I hope you find them helpful. Ironically, I've found that in doing all of this and practicing these guideposts, I'm more grounded, and I'm a more secure and confident person, and I'm in a better state. I'm more productive and connected to myself, God, and others. As you seek to grow and do things differently, I want to encourage you, be kind to that little Teddy or Timmy, or give it a name that fits for you, and know that they're doing the best they can, and they need to know that they are deeply loved and they can just be. They don't have to be productive and driven all the time. But ironically, when we're more gentle on ourselves and go inward and spend time with those little parts, we are more productive and driven. I hope this has been helpful. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments section, and then please like and share the video to others who you think might be encouraged. But take good care of yourself.